So as Boris won't let us out, I thought I'd do a YouTube on my birth story, more labour. Everybody has requested that when I did like a poll thing on Instagram, and I said I would anyway. A lot of people have messaged me privately as well, because to be honest I had a really good labour, so I thought that's something I could talk about. I'm not very good with timings, so I can't really remember timings anyway. I didn't even look at my phone for the whole time I was in the hospital, so don't ask me about timings. All I know is that she was born at 3:51 AM, Monday the 19th of October. So let's start from when I arrived at the hospital. We all know what happened. So going from the start, got put in the bedroom which was off my labour room. That was probably about, it was on Sunday the 18th of October, probably midday, and then I had paracetamol and codeine and I was left for probably 2 to 3 hours, and then had a morphine shot which I would never have again. It made me so sick and felt so drunk. It was a horrendous feeling. Bear with me. Yeah, so I would never have that again. It's definitely not my cup of tea. Then I saw the anaesthetist and he went through all pain relief options. I could still have a water birth, but why would I want to put myself through more pain, especially mentally? I didn't want to. In a normal circumstance, of course, I would have had a water birth still, but I didn't think I should have to put myself through more pain than I, being told what I was. So I opted for an epidural. He went through all the risks, etc. Meanwhile, while I was waiting for that, so I was still only 4 centimetres dilated. I had 20 blood test tubes taken. That was obviously to go with Mia to the post-mortem, to obviously do tests on myself. So I had 20 blood tests, tubes took, which was horrendous because obviously I was having contractions on the gas and air, and it was just oh my god. That was done, and then I went into my labour room, I couldn't tell you what time, for my epidural, which didn't work the first time. It kind of went wrong. It's only supposed to take 20 minutes, but it took over 40 minutes. My mum was waiting in the back bedroom along with my partner's mum. Sorry, the music's really loud. And my mum said she knew something wasn't right because they were allowed in the labour room once I'd had the epidural, but they weren't allowed in during, so she was getting panicky. But I'd definitely have one again. It hasn't put me off. He did also tell me that it wouldn't, so it blocked, my contractions were all in my lower back. It did block them, but I came to find out later on that night that I had it didn't block a certain pain area in my left thigh. Oh my god, the pain was horrendous. Worse than birth itself. I can't even describe how the pain in my left thigh. It was horrific. But I would still have another epidural. It's not put me off. He did tell me that it wouldn't block everywhere, everybody. So I was numb, lower back to my feet. But it was just that one area, and I can't even. Oh my god! Especially when I was pushing, the pain. But it hasn't put me off. I still have another one. It was just probably typical for me, but wouldn't be the same for everybody else. So yeah, epidural. Then our parents left about 10:30 Sunday night. They broke my waters with like a rod, which didn't faze me one bit. That's nothing if anyone ever has to have the waters broke. Then I was put on a hormone drip to kind of like bring the labour on, because it was taking quite a long time. It got to about midnight and the doctor came in to check me, and I was really hot, like red hot, on fire. Like I could feel the heat off me. All I had on was like my maternity bra. Took my temperature and I had a temperature of 38.9. So he took more bloods and I was put on an antibiotic drip because he was worried that, you know, it's a sign of infection. So they were worried about me having one, because obviously Mia was had died inside of me, so I was already high risk. So on an antibiotic drip, then my temperature did eventually drop. I had a COVID test while I was in there, which is nothing, can I just say, just a nose swab and a throat swab. And it got to about just gone midnight, so probably 12:30, 1:45, and they checked to see how far, you know, baby was coming on, and I was 10 centimetres, so I was fully dilated, which obviously the hormone drip must have worked. So then they rang both our parents, they came back to the hospital, and I was pushing for 2 hours 51 minutes, which, can I say, was bloody hard work. Especially, I never thought of it like this. A friend said, well, yeah, you've got a dead weight, and I thought, and you know, when I think about it, I think, oh my God. Yeah, normally like a baby's is like trying to come out, so they kind of help you while you're pushing, but obviously I had a dead weight that I was pushing. So that's probably why it was 10 times harder than a normal labour, I guess, especially mentally, but your body just takes over. So yeah, my labour, it went really well, and I was then allowed to get up, because obviously you're not allowed to move once you've had an epidural. When I was allowed to like get up and stuff, I was fine really, and then left the hospital that day, so Monday in the afternoon. Had to inject myself just for risk of infection for 10 days. So it's just like a fluid that you inject into your tummy, which wasn't nice, but you know, you have to do these things. Obviously didn't want to catch an infection or anything. So yeah, but all in all, I had an amazing labour, considering the circumstance we were under. I couldn't have done it without my partner, obviously. But all in all, I'd do it again tomorrow. Like, birth is daunting, you don't know what can happen, but it's amazing how the woman's body just takes over. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed listening.